Hi, my good friends. Remember the old saying from Steve Cranks, the commander of Apollo 13 in Houston, Texas, when those three astronauts were lost going around the moon and all his technicians, all his computer controllers were saying, we can't get them back, they're doomed, they're gonna die. He got them all together and he said, round here, failure is not an option, failure is not an option. And he inspired them all to get those three young men back safe and sound. And in your life, failure is not to be an option. It'll never be an option unless you take full responsibility. So I like to share some of the strategies on taking responsibility. You are responsible for your life. You're totally responsible for your family. You've got to not ask other people. You're responsible for your education. You are never responsible for your finance. You're responsible for your destination, and you're responsible the way you communicate. Once you take responsibility, you start to achieve those goals in your life and you start to save time. But any time you're not happy with yourself, go and look in the mirror and ask yourself questions. I remember years and years ago, I kept asking my boss for the pay rise and he kept saying, clear off, John Haynes, you don't deserve one. He said, go and look in the mirror and ask yourself for the pay rise. So I stormed into the toilet. I said, I want a pay rise. But my subconscious mind said, you don't deserve a pay rise. You're always slouching about, you're going home early, you're not committed, you don't deserve. And I was looking at myself and I come out away from the toilet, and the boss said, do you deserve a pay rise? I said, in years to come, I'm going, and I started working on myself with self-development. As Emerson said, all of us have got to be big people. We've got to be strong inside because nobody else really cares about us. He said, we've got to stop blaming other people, blaming the hospitals, blaming the government, blaming our friends. We've got to take full control. All of us should be acting like entrepreneurs. If I don't do a good job today and get results, I'm not going to get paid. Now, I'm going to ask you the question now, are you an appreciation asset or a depreciation asset? Think about it. Are you growing or are you declining? If your family had £20,000 and they said, we want to invest in you, and we want our money back in a year or 2 years' time, £40,000, you've got to say to yourself, would you accept their money? Are you really growing? Are you really going to be the best? Or you wouldn't accept the money. The only way to be an appreciation asset is upgrade your skills, go into self-development, start educating yourself, and give added value to your clients and your customers. That's the only way you're going to be an appreciated asset. But some people are depreciated assets, and that's why the business is closed and they lose their jobs. All the time saying, why am I on the payroll? I'm responsible. What results do I require at the end of the week, the end of the month? And my big question was always asking myself, what can I do? And only I can do, if I do it extremely well, will make a difference to my career and my business. Keep asking yourself that, and that's responsibility. And please take responsibility for your health. The National Health Service is stretching the limits. You've got to say to yourself, I've got an immune system, and the immune system keeping me strong. But if I get involved with negative and blaming and moaning and complaining, it weakens the immune system. Then you get the headaches, the colds, the bad backs, the heart attack. So always be positive to keep your immune system. And every time you have a problem, please don't moan and whine and go drinking. Just say to yourself, I've got 100 billion brain cells. I'm going to solve this problem. Problem, write it down. Causes, I might have caused, write it down. Solution, how many solutions? Pick one out and then take action. And then when you go home to your family, you've got no worries, you've got no doubts, you smile at them, they smile back. But there's too many people take the problems home with them and they have long faces on them all night, even on holidays. So come on, let's all take responsibility for our futures. And the last question I'm going to ask you is this: what kind of family would your family be if everybody in it was just like you? What type of business would your business be with everybody in it was just like you? Keep asking yourself that. What type of company would my company be if everybody in it was just like me? If you're growing assets and you're positive and you're taking responsibility, your family would boom and your business would boom. So come on, take responsibility. Let's all of us fly with some special eagles who take responsibility.